Well, Jimmy, firstly, following Saturday's victory here over Bradford City, what's the vibe like in the camp this week?
Yeah, I think the vibe's been really good. The lads are always positive. We've been positive ever since I got here. It was a massive win. I said before the game, anyone's beatable when we're all on it. And I think everyone was at the races on Saturday and yeah, got the 3 points.
Debatably our best performance of the season against a side who are in very strong form. It just shows the quality is there. It's just doing it on a consistent basis.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I see it every single day. We've got a lot of quality in this team, more than enough to beat anyone in this team and be a lot higher in the table. But yeah, it was massively important to get the 3 points. Obviously 2 wins in 3 games now. And we'll look to build on that again on Saturday.
And of course you got your first sort of EFL league goal away to Newport. I appreciate you would have preferred it to be in a victory, but how nice was that to get on a personal basis?
Yeah, it was a great feeling. It was someone I was waiting for a long time. Probably a lot of relief when I seen it go in, because I don't think I've gone that long without a goal in a long time. Obviously it was bittersweet that we didn't get the result, but yeah, it was a big moment for me.
And just finally for me, Accrington Stanley this weekend, a nice local one, another one. What sort of challenge are you expecting up there? They had a very, very good win in midweek. Yeah,
I'm sure it'll be very physical. I'm guessing it'll be similar to the Tranmere game, very in your face and try and rattle us early. So we just got to match the physicality, and I think our ability on the ball will show.
Lovely. Jimmy, thanks very much. Matt Cole, all yours.
Watching Saturday, I mean, it felt like things really clicked. But is that reading too much into it? I know you're doing the same things week in, week out trying to prepare for games.
I think it's been a long time coming, to be fair. I think there's been a lot of games since I've been here when the performance has been good. Maybe we didn't get decisions that we deserved in the game, or we just didn't score. But I think we're passing the ball a lot better. There's a lot more quality on the ball. We're starting to trust each other more on the ball and playing dangerous areas. And I think we can keep building on that, and it's a lot more positive.
So 2 home wins now. I suppose the next one to tick off, certainly for John Coleman and for you, is first away win. Yeah. How much would that mean to you?
Yeah, it'll be massive, I think, for the lads, especially to win 2 on the bounce. Obviously, we won and then lost and then won, so I think it would be important for us to get 2 on the bounce, and then hopefully we can go on a good run to the end of the season. And
your role's changed a little bit. I think you're playing in a slightly more withdrawn role on Saturday. You've done that before as well. Under John Coleman, rather than one of the, I suppose, front 2. How does that sit with you? Where would you prefer to be?
No, I enjoy it. I did it for the games, a few of the games before I signed here for Chelsea, and I find it easy to play in that role. It gives me a little bit more space. I think it helps me get involved in the game a little bit more. And yeah, I just prefer not being grabbed by big centre backs, to be honest.
I was going to ask about the transition from Premier League 2, obviously, and from the football you've played to League 2. I mean, it's physical. You don't seem to get very much time on the ball. How does it compare to you?
Yeah, it's obviously harder. I think I got a big shock in my first game against Tranmere, but I think the physicality isn't a problem if I keep continuing to use my body to my advantage. Because I think in this league, centre backs will just fly through you, and you can win fouls easily. So I think if I continue to use my body well and make sure my first touch is good, then I can easily compete.
So it's about drawing fouls sometimes as much as playing the ball?
Yeah, I think that's very important. Because most of the time, we're trying to gain yards or we're going long. If I can win a foul in their half, it takes a lot of pressure off the team.
And do you get less time, do you think, in League 2 than perhaps what you're used to?
Yeah, I think it's a lot more transitional in League 2. We probably had a lot more possession-based stuff in the PL2, which maybe isn't real football. So I think there's a lot more transitions, and the physicality is definitely the main factor.
And obviously the atmosphere is very different, I'd imagine. What have you made of the Gills faithful so far?
Yeah, it's special. I think before every home game, and they sing the song, and I sort of just have a moment to be like, wow, this is what I've done it for, and hopefully we get a lot more celebrations before the end of the season.
Well, yeah, obviously that's what everyone wants. That raises the atmosphere too. What's it like coming into a completely different squad as well? Obviously, as a lone player, you have to, I suppose, hit the ground running as quickly as possible.
Yeah, the lads have been amazing, to be fair. They made me feel welcome as soon as I came in. Really comfortable. obviously I signed and then played the day after, and I felt completely included and gelled with the team instantly. And yeah, I just think we've got a really good group of lads, and we've stayed positive the whole time, which has made my time here a lot easier.
Yeah, I guess it's not easy coming into that situation either for you, because you've seen, I guess, the lows that Gillingham have hit as well with the long winners run.
Yeah, yeah. Obviously, it's been tough at times, but I couldn't doubt the fans one bit. They've stuck with us the whole way. Like trips to Barrow and Carlisle, and there's 500 odd Gillingham fans there. It's like, it really means a lot to us. And then obviously when we bring it home, and we've won 2 games at home now, it's massive.
But I guess that was bittersweet, wasn't it? Your first goal in the Football League for Gills at Newport. But I mean, is that one you're going to remember? Or?
Oh, definitely, yeah, definitely. I think I've had a few chances. I had a few in the first half at Newport, which I was disappointed with, and I know I should have done better with. But yeah, when that one dropped in the second half, it was a massive relief.
And just looking at your career so far, you've been at Chelsea and at Southampton, haven't you, as a youth player? And I know you moved from one to the other, didn't you? And then Chelsea obviously really wanted you back. What's that like? Because you're very young during those stages to be going between clubs.
Yeah, it was tough obviously when I was young, because I was coming out of school early to travel from Bournemouth to Cobham, and it sort of got a little bit much, so I stepped away from Chelsea and then didn't play for a while. Obviously went to Southampton, did 5-6 years there. The club were amazing for me, pushed me on, got some great experiences when I was 15, 16 years old with the first team, which really probably helped me a lot to this day, being able to fit in with older people in dressing rooms and stuff. And then I got the move back to Chelsea on deadline day 2 years ago, which was mad. It was just after my 17th birthday. Didn't think it was going to happen, and then it went through, and it was probably the maddest day of my life.
Must have been exciting for you.
Oh yeah, it was.
And what did the coaches say in advance, I suppose, of this move, or the possibility of a move into the Football League? How do they see that, I suppose, in your development?
I think the timing was right. We had a little bit of interest in the summer to go on loan, and we made the decision to stay as I'd come back from injury last year, and play until January, and then go in Jan. And then when this opportunity popped up, I was just desperate to play men's football, to be honest, play in front of crowds every week, and learn things that I wouldn't learn in the PL2, like the physicality aspects and being able to use my body against bigger players. That was the deciding factor, really.
And I know you like to score goals, and you have scored a lot of goals already in your younger career. Is that a bit strange to you, perhaps going through a little bit of a drought?
Yeah, it's tough. And I probably beat myself up on it too much. I'm too hypercritical. And the worst feeling ever is not scoring goals for me. But I know once I score one, I usually go on good runs. I did it just before I came here. So hopefully I can get another one on Saturday.
Was there a bit of bond between the striking unit as well, between you and Elliot Nevitt and Ollie Hawkins, for instance? Yeah,
I think they look after me on the pitch, to be fair. When I'm getting beaten up and stuff, they're there to back me up. So I'm really close with all of them. Obviously Joe's similar age to me, and then Ollie looks after me. I'm car sharing with him and Max Hamer, so we have good banter and that every day, so it's good.
I wondered about that, whether they just say, this is the league, get used to.
Yeah, I think to be fair, Tranmere was probably the worst in terms of beating up, and a few of the lads backed me up there, to be fair, but I still came off hobbling. But ever since then, it hasn't been too bad.
And just looking forward to Saturday's game, obviously it's at Accrington. I mean, I'd imagine it's a big one for John Coleman, having been there for many years. But what about that trip, I suppose, and the challenge you're expecting there?
For me, it's just another game. I'm not focusing on anything to do with the Gaffer's history, or I think it's just another opportunity for me to go and show what I can do, and prove myself again.
And I suppose the other thing would be 12 points to the relegation zone looks like a good buffer, but how much ambition is there in the side, and what are the ambitions now?
We know how much quality we've got, and we also know that we shouldn't be in the position we are. Obviously we've had a tough period, but I think we're starting to see the benefits of sticking together when it was tough, and staying as a group, staying tight, because ultimately now we're on the up. I think it's brought us even closer.
Excellent. That's great for me. Good luck.
Cheers.
You mentioned that physicality in your first game against Tranmere. Is that the kind of sort of game you're expecting on Saturday?
I think so, yeah. I spoke to the gaffer and stuff, and he was just emphasising the importance of using my body and winning fouls, because he said they'll probably be quite clumsy but very aggressive. So I think if my first touch is good and I can use my body well, then I win a lot of fouls.
Is that probably one of the biggest learning curves, going against sort of stronger people?
Yeah, like I said, that was the main reason I wanted to come to League Two, to learn the physical aspect of league football and men's football. It's something that I couldn't learn playing under 21s. And yeah, that's something that I've been speaking regularly to the more experienced players that play in my position, like Nev and Ollie, trying to pick up many tips as I can, and obviously speaking to the gaffer and Jimmy as well. It's something that I'm trying to learn before I leave.
You mentioned your car sharing with Max. Does he give you an easy time on the training ground, or is he still giving you that?
No, Max gives me a little bit, to be fair, in training. But I like it. I'd rather that than him being nice, because it just prepares me more for the game. But sometimes, you can catch him in a bad mood and it's not nice.
Sounds like you're getting exactly what you wanted out of a loan period, isn't it? You get the games, you've got a goal, you've got experience.
Yeah, the most important thing for me is just learning. This 6 months is a massive learning experience for me, and I'm trying to soak up as much as I can.
Do you get much feedback from Chelsea, or do they just leave you to it?
Yeah, we have a couple of loans managers that are regularly at games, and then we do clips, and sometimes I go back into Cobham to sit down with him and talk through games and my performances and stuff.
Okay, I guess your ambition long term is, I suppose, to go and play for them sometime.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah. Obviously, my main focus is here and now. But obviously, my long-term target would be hopefully to be with them in pre-season and push on.
Have you been in squads where players have pushed on that sort of some of your mates have done?
Yeah, we've had a few, like Amari Hutchinson last year went out on loan and obviously came back, and now he's playing regularly in the Premier League. And then there's loads of examples of players that have followed the loan system at Chelsea and been successful, like Levi Cole, who's playing in the first team now. He went on loan 3 times. So I think the loan system at Chelsea is great, and I'm getting as much out of it as I can.
It was something you jumped at straight away when you suggested.
Yeah, definitely. It didn't take me long to decide at all. Once I spoke to Joe and the gaffer, I really liked the ideas of how he was going to use me and how vital I was to the way he wanted to play. Obviously, I'm playing a slightly different role now, which is something that they were aware of, because obviously I was playing there for Chelsea anyway. And yeah, like once it came in, obviously I know how big the club is, and it's not far from Cobham anyway, so I just thought it was perfect for me.
That's good.
Thank you.
What's it like growing up in your footballing career at Cobham?
At Cobham, the competition's ruthless. You've got all the best players from around the world coming every week, and yeah, I just think that the levels at Chelsea are a lot higher than anywhere else, because it just attracts the best players from the youngest ages, and obviously the scouting network's unbelievable. But I think that competitiveness and the ruthlessness has been in me since I was at Chelsea when I was a young boy.
Is it a question sometimes of some of the youngsters getting split starstruck from you see them every day?
Yeah, when I was a young boy at Christmas, the first team players at Chelsea would come over and play a game with us, and players like John Terry, who looks after me a lot now, and he's like a mentor to me at Chelsea. He'd come over and Drogba and all of those players back then would come over and play a game with us at Christmas, and yeah, it was special. It's things that you remember for the rest of your life.
As a young, you've been talking about the pathway obviously through the Premier League to League football. As someone who's on it, do you think that pathway is fair, or does it need more stops to it, or does it need more opportunities to actually get into men's football?
I think we're very fortunate at Chelsea because of the weight that Chelsea holds in terms of their name and the players that have gone through the loan system. I think there's clubs that would take players from Chelsea just because they play for Chelsea on loan. But I think also, like I said, the competitiveness within the building at Chelsea is so high that the level in training and people's drive to get better and be better than each other every day is so high.
It sounds like you've naturally fitted in with everyday training here.
Yeah, I think training's good. I think it's a good opportunity for me to practice being 100% every single day and giving everything, because it was something I was struggling with mentally at Chelsea, having off days and maybe not giving 100%. So I think coming here, I don't have time to rest. Every single day I've got to learn and get better. So I think that's important for me.
Has it surprised you to stay in the League 2 football?
Yeah, definitely. I think, I didn't walk into League 2 thinking it was going to be easy at all. I wouldn't say there's a lot more quality than what I expected. I just think the importance of 3 points I underestimated. I didn't realise how much of an impact the fans had on the team and how important it was every single game to put on a performance that merits, people investing money and paying for tickets and stuff. I think that was one thing that surprised me, but yeah, I don't think I came into the league underestimating it at all.
I'm just curious, do you think Premier League 2 is underestimated? Because you don't hear an awful lot about it.
I don't think it's underestimated. I don't think it's real. From what I've experienced here, it's not like, there's games where you're not playing for anything in the PL2. You may get 50 to 100 fans, and yeah, like great if you win, but there's nothing happens if you lose. You're just onto another game. Obviously Chelsea have an environment where it's just we have to win every game because we're Chelsea, which is lucky. But for other clubs, I think there's not much that they're playing for. And I'd advise, from my experience here and how much I've learnt already, I'd advise any young player playing in the PL2 to get themselves on loan.
Thank you. Good luck with it.
All right, so thank you.